Pharmacology is the scientific study of drugs and their effects on living organisms. It involves the study of how drugs interact with biological systems, including their mechanism of action, therapeutic uses, adverse effects, and interactions. Pharmacology is a multidisciplinary field that combines knowledge from various disciplines such as biochemistry, physiology, pharmacokinetics, and toxicology. The goal of pharmacology is to understand the properties of drugs and their effects on the body to optimize drug therapy and improve patient outcomes. What is drug in pharmacology? A drug is a substance that's used to prevent, diagnose, treat, or manage diseases, medical conditions, or symptoms in humans or animals. Drugs can be chemical compounds, natural product, or biological substance that exert specific effects on the body. Drugs can be categorized into different types based on their intended use, chemical structure, mechanism of action, and route of administration. Some common types of drugs include prescription drugs. These are medication that can only be dispensed with a valid prescription from a licensed healthcare professional. They are typically used to treat specific medical conditions and require careful supervision and monitoring. OTC or over the counter drugs. These are medications that can be purchased without a prescription and are used to relieve minor symptoms or manage self treatable conditions. They are generally considered safe when used as directed, but still require caution and adherence to dosage instructions. Herbal and dietary supplements. These are natural products including herbs, vitamins, minerals, and other dietary supplements that are used for various health purposes. They are not regulated as rigorously as prescription and OTC drugs and may have varying degrees of safety and efficacy. Vaccines. These are biological substances that stimulate the immune system to protect against infectious disease. Vaccines are used for prevention rather than treatment of disease. Medical devices. These are instruments, apparatus, machines, or implants used for diagnosis, treatment, or monitoring of medical conditions. Medical device can range from simple tools such as thermometers and stethoscope to complex devices such as pacemakers and artificial organs. Understanding the different types of drugs is fundamental in pharmacology as it helps in their classification, development, regulation, and safe and effective use in patient care. Drug development is a complex and lengthy process that involves multiple stages including drug discovery, preclinical testing, clinical trials, and regulatory approval. Drug discovery involves identifying and developing new drug candidates through various methods such as screening of natural product, chemical synthesis, and molecular modeling. Preclinical testing involves evaluating the safety and efficacy of drug candidate in animal models and conducting extensive laboratory studies to assess their pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, and toxicology. Clinical trials are conducted in human subjects to evaluate the safety, efficacy, and optimal use of drugs in different patient populations. Regulatory approval is obtained from government agencies such as FDA in US before a drug can be marketed and sold to the public. Drug classifications are based on various criteria including their chemical structure, mechanism of action, therapeutic use, and regulatory status. Chemical classification involve categorizing drugs based on their chemical structures such as opioids, benzodiazepines, or beta blockers. Pharmacological classification involves grouping drugs based on their mechanism of action or specific target such as antihypertensive, anticoagulants, or anti-inflammatory drugs. Therapeutic classification involves categorizing drugs based on their intended use or therapeutic indication such as antibiotics, analgesics, or anti-diabetic drugs. Regulatory classification involves classifying drugs based on their regulatory status, such as prescription drugs, OTC, or over the counter drugs or controlled substance. Pharmacodynamics is the study of how drugs interact with living organisms to produce their effects. It involves the drug receptor interactions, which are specific binding of drug to receptors in the body to initiate a response. Drug receptor interactions can result in various effects such as activation, inhibition, or modulation of physiological process, signal transduction pathways, cellular response, and downstream effects are also part of pharmacodynamics, which help understand the mechanisms by which drugs produce their effects. Pharmacokinetics is the study of how drugs are absorbed, distributed, metabolized, and excreted by the body. Drug absorption involves the movement of drug from site of administration into bloodstream, which can be influenced by factors such as route of administration, drug formulation, and physiological factors. Drug distribution involves the movement of drug throughout the body via the bloodstream, which can be affected by factors such as blood flow, tissue perfusion, protein binding, and drug properties. Drug metabolism involves the biotransformation of drug in the liver or other organs, resulting in the formation of metabolites that can be active, inactive, or toxic. Drug excretion involves the elimination of drug and their metabolites from the body via urine, feces, breath, sweat, or other routes. Pharmacovigilance is the science and activities related to detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse effect of drugs. It involves systemic collection, analysis, and reporting of adverse drug reactions or other drug-related problems to ensure patient safety. Pharmacovigilance plays a crucial role in identifying and managing the risk associated with drug use, as well as monitoring the safety and efficacy of drugs after they are marketed. It involves collaboration between regulatory authorities, healthcare professionals, patients, and pharmaceutical companies to ensure that the benefit of drug outweigh their risk. Pharmacovigilance also includes post-marketing surveillance, risk management, and drug safety education and communication to promote safe and rational drug use. In conclusion, pharmacology is a scientific discipline that studies drugs and their effect on living organisms. It involves drug development, classification, pharmacodynamics, pharmacokinetics, and pharmacovigilance. Understanding the basics of pharmacology is essential for healthcare professionals, researchers, and regulatory agencies to ensure safe and effective drug therapy. It plays a crucial role in drug discovery, development, clinical practice, and patient safety, ultimately improving the quality of healthcare. Thank you.